moving on now, we'll talk about security. I guess health is also part of security. That was to one side. Now we're looking at the war against crime, all sorts of crime that has a cyber, an internet aspect to it. This will range from the so-called Yahoo boys to being hacked to maybe even some defense purposes. Just very recently, I think last week, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, so it also has an aspect in the economy, Issa Ali Pantami, he, in a paper that was delivered at the National Student Security Summit 2022, this was organized by National Association of Nigerian Students at the International Press Conference, I beg your pardon, International Conference Center in Abuja. He had said that cybersecurity is a veritable tool against all the ills that have been plaguing us in recent times. So we wanted to find out from cyber experts, cybersecurity experts, how this is going to actually work. We'll be joined by Bayo Onimode, a cybersecurity expert, Jumoke Oloyede. In fact, I've seen the first, and I'm going to say that is Mr. Bayo Onimode. Did I get the surname pronunciation right? Mr. Onimode, good morning to you.
Good morning, Uncle. How are you today?
Okay. And so, you're very welcome. Now, I just sort of set it up a bit. Even the Minister of Digital Economy, Minister of Communications and Digital Economy has said that Nigeria will be grabbing hold of it. Let me start with you because you're remote and we just want to, cover all our bases. First of all, give me an assessment, if you will, about the state of our cybersecurity systems. How porous are we? How tight are we? What's the situation? Could you just give us a sort of an overview?
Okay.
Yes, Mr.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much, Uncle. So first I would say we are not where we want to be. We are not where we're supposed to be. But at the same time, we are not where we used to be. So first and foremost is awareness. So what is happening currently is that the National Information Technology Development Agency, under the leadership of Mr. Kashifoyina Abdullahi, is doing a lot in terms of engaging with the people, enlightening the public in terms of cybersecurity awareness. And what we're doing here today is one of those cybersecurity awareness, which with the team playing in the secured digital cyberspace. So first and foremost, NIDA is an agency of the federal government under the Federal Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy that is responsible and serves as the IT clearinghouse for IT projects of federal government of Nigeria. I'm sure recently we heard about the news where NIDA as an agency saved the federal government of Nigeria over 24 billion naira in terms of looking into details of IT clearance on how people do business with government. So this is one aspect that NIDA is looking at. And of course, in terms of cybersecurity, NIDA is also doing a whole lot in terms of engaging the public, letting the public know what they are meant to do, how do you stay safe and secure while online, and all of that. So these are many more some of the areas that NIDA is engaged in. NIDA has a department of cybersecurity. This shows how the importance that the agency attach to cybersecurity and how well they look at the issue of cybersecurity. So because globally it's a moving train, and Nigeria as a country cannot afford to be left behind. Mm-hmm. So for that reason, NIDA under our parent ministry, the Federal Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy, is deploying resources, both human and other resources, to ensure that first you engage the people, you enlighten the people, let them know what they need to know in terms of cybersecurity. And of course, one key aspect of that is looking at online child safety. So that's what we'll be talking about this morning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I was speaking with Mr. Bayo Onimode earlier, and I think we also have Olajumoke Oloyede, if I'm not mixing up those names. I don't know. I think we also have someone. Okay, I'm going to chance it and say, yeah, that's is that Miss or Mrs. Oloyede Olajumoke Oloyede, is a cybersecurity expert. Thank you very much for coming on. Good morning.
Miss Olajumoke Oloyede. Okay,
then. Thank you for joining us. The question, as you know what we're talking about. Could you just give us, in brief, how you, your thoughts on how the internet and the security of it can help in our, campaign against terrorism and criminality generally. Just give us your insight in that area.
Oh, okay. Pretty well, the cyberspace is being used to propagate a lot of things. And I've been on a national project where we talk, we dig deep into the threat intelligence of the country. And I found out that they even use online forums to recruit young ones, and probably they give them so many things to feel comfortable. They promise them a whole lot of things, and then sharing potentially harmful content, like racist or hatred content related things and all. Okay. But I think securing the internet will also help. Nigeria need to be very, very proactive in gathering intelligence so as to know where to bombard. Okay, so during that project, I was able to see all that, and I was so surprised, not really highly surprised, but a bit surprised that we've gone beyond the classical, where they think they only recruit physically, okay? But here we have today, even the terrorist groups outside Nigeria and within Nigeria are there recruiting young ones online. So I believe securing the internet is going to help us, and one of the major ways we can do that is cyber awareness and training the youth, training the end users about the online threat, making them understand what online threat is and what is going on in the world. It is not only to use technologies. It's not enough for us to use policies. It will be also good, and to crown it up, for us to do work on the people's side of cybersecurity. And a very good thing we can do on that is cybersecurity awareness and training. And that's my thoughts, my few thoughts on that.
Thank you very much. But it was Olajumoke who brought it up. I'm sure you're also very much aware of it, that the internet has become a veritable tool for recruiting, all these terrorists, unsavory characters, by which I mean people who are going to work against our general interests, people who are looking to trip us up, people who are looking to take undue advantage of us. Now, I wanted to ask you, how secure are we with what we are hearing also exists called the black web? Because when you're recruiting all sorts of terrorists and mercenaries and all those kind of guys, you probably are not doing it on the regular internet that everybody knows for Facebook and Instagram. You're doing it on the black web. Does this extend, this whole matter of the cybersecurity issue, does it extend to the black web? And can they be monitored so that if something is going on that needs our attention, we can know? Can they be monitored?
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you very much. I think I want to start by first correcting an impression on the part of the DG that's at the other end. I think the first thing first we need to agree with is that, like the usual saying that security is everybody's business, and so cybersecurity is not different. Okay, so the first thing I want to look at is maybe the next world war will not be the physical world war, the one that will be fought with guns and other arms. It will just be a cyber war. If you look at what is happening in those two countries now, you see that the deployment of internet and all of that is helping to control what is happening at that end. But in terms of, like I said earlier, we are not where we are supposed to be or where we want to be just yet. but we are not where we used to be. And neither is an agency of government, no doubt. I know the Federal Ministry of Information is doing a lot in terms of public enlightenment and all of that. Of course, you also have your National Orientation Agency, our National Orientation Agency at the other end. But one key thing is that I think where we see that we're making progress, we should commend the people that are making us this progress. We do remember some time ago that we had Twitter shut down in this country. And so, after the shutdown of Twitter, that the citizen wants Twitter back, and the government agreed that fine, we will have Twitter back. But before we have Twitter back, we need to set some, we need to agree on some basic things. And of course, today, you do know that our economy is better for it. For Twitter, for Facebook, and other social media. Just yesterday here, the Honorable Minister of Communication and Digital Economy was in Lagos to commission the Microsoft office in Lagos. That's another big thing that is happening in Nigeria. So we have a whole lot that is happening. And so for us, as a Nigerian, I think I want to dwell more on the positive side rather than the negative side. So we're making a whole lot of progress, and this should be commendable. Now, in terms of what is being done and how we can encourage an agency like NIDA, support them in whatever way we can do. Do not forget that first, before a child goes into the society, that child is from a home. So if we're now saying everything is government, this government, that government, what are we doing as parents in the home front? So the first thing first is that we must engage our children. So first you look at a situation where you have a 6-year-old son or 7-year-old son, and the next thing you hand him an Android device or your iPhone or your iPad to say, go ahead, surf the internet. No, there are a whole lot of things happening over there. So as parents, what are we even doing in the whole front to see that we help control the content they see, monitor what they see, monitor who they also interact with online, such that connections and interaction with ritual killers and all of that is controlled first from the home front before we even talk about pushing this to the government to do for us. So as responsible parents, we must begin to start from the home front, monitor what our children do online. How long do these children stay on the internet? What do they do while on the internet? So we must have this control.
So every little bit helps. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we've run out of time. Every little bit helps is what you're saying, Mr. Bayo Onimode, cybersecurity expert. I'm afraid
yes.
Every little bit helps.
Yes.
Yeah. There's so much. It's such a big subject, but I think most Nigerians listening to this and watching this can take away what you've said, which is that look, we're not exactly where we need to be, but then we're a far place, away from where we used to be. So thank you very much for that. We'll take that as the takeaway, and hopefully we can do this again and delve more into these whole subjects. Thank you very much. And to Olajumoke Oloyede, I want to thank you very much as well. How about, did you want to comment on that question about the dark web and how much of a threat that is, or is it all internet? What serves with one can serve with the other?
Oh, okay.
Very briefly, please.
The dark web is still part of. Okay. The dark web is still part of the web, and probably it's just the part of the web that is not indexed. And one other thing I know happens there is grooming of young children in other groups, in other threat actor groups, and I think one good thing that will really help is national monitoring, national threat monitoring on it. Let's know what's going on there so that we'll be able to put the right content out to children in our own domain. Because if we don't know what is trending, we will tend to miss out. So we need to do active monitoring and also to bring back home the content so that it will be relatable and it will as well help in online child safety.
Indeed. I want to thank you very much. We run out of time, but thank you very, very much. And as I hoped with Bayo Onimode, I hope we can do this again.